covert anchoring. What is anchoring? You might have heard about this from NLP or neuro-linguistic programming. This is modeled after the famous experiment with Pavlov and his dogs. Pavlov brought some food and the dogs salivated. Then he brought some food and rang a bell and the dogs salivated. Then he only rang the bell and the dogs salivated. Essentially, he took the physiological response of the dogs to the smell of the food and copied and pasted it to the sound of the bell. The sound of the bell is what they call an anchor in NLP. The process of creating the anchor is called setting the anchor. The process of using the anchor is called firing the anchor. The theory of anchoring in NLP is that you can do the same thing. You can elicit a certain emotional response from somebody, like excitement, and then you set an anchor by touching them on the shoulder or something. And then later, when you want them to feel excited, you reach over, touch them on the shoulder, and like magic, they'll feel excited. However, this doesn't work nearly as well as people sometimes think. For a dog, it's easy, especially a Russian dog way back in the day. Imagine a dog. A dog has a big nose and big ears. Their two strongest senses are smelling and hearing. So Pavlov took a response from one of these, smelling, and transferred it to hearing, their other super strong sense. And chances are the salivation response in the dog was probably pretty strong. Now compare this to a regular person who is talking to a stranger. That stranger talks to them and gets this regular person feeling excited. Now, how strong of a feeling of excitement would that really be? Probably not very strong, since it's coming up conversationally. It's not like they're actually riding on a roller coaster or something. Now consider how the anchor is set by leaning over and touching them on the shoulder. If they are anything other than a close friend, this touching them on the shoulder will probably at least make them a little bit anxious. So an anchor set on a person is probably not going to be nearly as strong as those anchors set on the Pavlov dog experiments. So what's the answer? Consider, instead of setting only one anchor with one person, consider setting anchors on everybody that you meet. And instead of setting discrete anchors on things like happiness or excitement, consider setting only two anchors. Anchors on good things and anchors on bad things. How do you do this? We'll use something called spatial anchoring. That way you won't have to touch anybody and worry about them calling the cops on you. Spatial anchoring is a very deliberate way to use your gestures. Just choose one side to be your good side and the other side to be your bad side. For this video, this will be my good side and this will be my bad side. Once you choose your good and bad side, then you use your good side gesture whenever you say something you have a good idea people will think that that is a good thing. And use your bad side gesture whenever you say something you think people will think that this is bad. This sounds kind of cumbersome, but once you practice this just a little bit, it will pretty soon be set and forget. You'll be doing this automatically. That means no matter who you talk to, when you say good things, you'll automatically, through practice, use your good side gesture. And whenever you say bad things, you'll automatically, through practice, use your bad side gesture. That way, whenever you want to make a suggestion, you'll make the suggestion while using your good side gesture. And whenever you want to dissuade somebody from doing something, you can say that something while using your bad side gesture. Here's an example of setting some spatial anchors. Yesterday, I was walking down the street, minding my own business, and I found a sack of money. I looked inside the sack, and not only were there bundles of $100 bills, but there was a note, and the note said, "Whoever finds this money, you can keep this money." But then I looked up and I saw a cop, and the cop was walking right at me. He asked me what was in the bag, so I told him. I thought he was going to take my bag away from me, but then he gave it back to me. He said he would take me to the bank so I could deposit it safely. The bank teller was super gorgeous, so I asked her for her phone number and she gave me her phone number. Instead of using the good side gesture, you can also use the famous self point to create the same effect. So it would look like this. I found some money. That gorgeous girl gave me her phone number and she looked at me and said, "This is a really good idea." Okay, now here's an example of how to fire these anchors. Hopefully by now you were able to find this video helpful. You'll also notice that Mind Persuasion has a lot of other helpful videos here on YouTube. And you might make a decision right now to watch these videos. Of course, it is up to you. You could watch videos by other content creators, or maybe you could go and watch TikTok or something. Ultimately, it is up to you to make the right decision on how to spend your time. Your time is very valuable and you need to figure out how to use your time as wisely as you can, because the more you can improve your communication, the more you'll be able to enjoy life. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. If you'd like to learn more, please visit mindpersuasion.com.